Hello everyone, and welcome to a new episode of Hawk Talk. I haven't done an episode of Hawk Talk in a while, since before the season began. So I'll briefly try to explain the lack of videos as best as I can. For the record, I do not own a cell phone, and my brother does, and I've used my brother's phone to record all the previous stuff, the audio and the videos that I've done. It was all done on my brother's phone. So a couple of days after the Whitley County game, my brother moved to Georgetown to begin his new career at Toyota. And he's loving it so far. He's done a great job, and he's been gone for about a month. And he just come back for the weekend to visit the family and everything. So I believe we are now in week number 5 of the high school season, and we are currently 5 games in with 5 games to go. So as we are now entering our bye week, so I figured that it would be a good time to do a little mid-season recap, talk about everything that's gone on so far with our Pike County Central Hawks football team. So basically we'll talk about the last video that I did. It was a little special treat for the kids and the parents and the fans. The trading card video, the team video. Before the season began, I took all the kids' pictures in their brand new Nike jerseys, which are very snazzy looking. Took me a few days to get them all together, but we eventually did it. And my good friend Ryan, our graphics maker, designed a trading card frame that looks like the kids have their own trading cards. And we did the team video, and everybody loved it, so I kept it pretty secret for a while. I showed a few players here and there of the final product, but it was going to go in the video. The video was the big project. About a few days after the video went up, I went ahead and sent the cards out to the players that I have on Facebook and Twitter, and I tried to add their parents and stuff if they had parents that I seen anyway. And the response was overwhelming. Everybody loved them. Everybody was posting them, and I even confused some parents, and I'm sorry about that. I know it was confusing time, because I know around the same time I was taking these pictures, I believe the school was wanting to take pictures as well. So people were asking me, how much for these? They were, loved them so much that the people wanted to buy them. So, and but no, I mean, this was just a fan project. I mean, we do this for just the fans, for the kids, for free basically. So, but everybody loved them, and this is the kind of stuff that you kids and parents and fans need to look out for, because this is stuff that we plan on doing for a long time, hopefully anyway, if we're still running this thing, which I have every intention on doing. So I also want to say, I wanted to do it for the middle schoolers as well, but I've, kind of not been able to talk to Coach Mullins. And Coach Mullins is a busy man and everything, I understand. But, hopefully, once you get settled into the groove and everything, hopefully next season I'll be able to do one for all the kids, all the middle schoolers. And so glad you all liked the cards and the designs and the video. A lot of you guys watched the video. It took us a few tries to get the video up and running, but lucky number 3 finally had it up and running. So let's talk about the season so far. Currently we are at 3 wins and 2 losses with 5 games to go. So we started the season at home against the Whitley County Colonels, and this was a game that was doomed, I guess you can say, a little dreary, I guess you can say. The weather just pretty much wreaked havoc, not just around Pike County, but pretty much the entire state of Kentucky. Some teams got lucky and they managed to get their games in. Some teams were able to play about a half, 3/4, enough to officially have a win or a loss, or just an official game, basically. It was right about ready to kick off. It was about 10 minutes till 8, and then it started getting real dark. So yeah, eventually it started lightning, and the rules state that if lightning is in the area, you must leave the field of play, and it can't lightning 30 minutes. You have to wait 30 minutes until after the last lightning strike to continue playing. So anyways, Whitley County, that's a long drive. That's about a 3-hour trip, and some teams around the area, they stayed in hotels and stuff like that, and some teams weren't too far away from home, and they just went home and decided to come back. But, Whitley County just couldn't do it. I mean, it was just too far of a trip to come back, and they had every intention of playing the game. So we waited and waited and waited and waited until finally it was about 11:30. We said, "Game on, let's play." And so yeah, and it was about 11:30, like I said, and we finally were able to start playing the game. And the field, it looked pretty terrible. I mean, we play on a natural grass surface, and it was hard to see everything, with it so wet and muddy and everything. But some players like playing in it, but I don't know. But anyways, we looked good really, really quickly. We got on the board a couple of times real quick, and we played about a quarter and a half, and then unfortunately the rain started up again. The storms came in, and it started lightning again, unfortunately, and we were delayed again. And this time again, we had every intention of trying to get this game in, so we waited and waited and waited and waited, and then it started to clear up towards the end. It was about 1 o'clock somewhere in the morning, and it started clearing up finally. But the ref said, hey, no go. They suspended the game. It wasn't an official game. We only played a quarter and a half. We were up 14-0 at that point. I thought that the game could have continued, but apparently the ref said no. And this game was supposed to continue. I mean, Whitley County, they decided to try to come back, but just a couple of days ago, they decided no, they didn't want to come in, so they decided to go ahead and forfeit the game, and we win 14-0. So win number 1. Game 2, we played in the Pike County Bowl, and we went to Belfry at Cam Stadium. A wonderful place. Love going over there. Beautiful atmosphere. We were not playing Belfry. Belfry played in the nightcap. We hosted the Somerset Briar Jumpers in the opening game of the Pike County Bowl. Again, hampered by the weather, and I didn't even know about it. I'm sitting on top of the press box of Cam Stadium. They didn't even announce that there was a heat delay. It was hot that day. There was a heat delay, and I was sitting up there for 2 to 3 hours. I don't even know anymore, but here I am. I'm hot and dreary. So anyways, we finally got the game kicked off, and again, I mean, this is a game that we got out to another quick start. I think we were up 21-0 at one point in the game. But Somerset's a good team. They were a good team last year. Now, a lot of people had questions about them. They lost a lot of talent from last year. But, they did return a couple of players. I think, their quarterback, Castle Hatcher, was back. And they had another key running back, Bryson McWilliams. He come back. And they both had really good games. But, Somerset didn't say no. They didn't want to quit, and they fought back, and they made a game of it. I think they turned that 21-0 lead, and I think they come back and took a lead at one point. This was a game, we had a couple of opportunities, about 2 or 3, where we was at the goal line, and we couldn't get it in. So this was a game that could have been a lot worse, I guess, but Eventually, we ended up winning that game. 45-34 was the final, I believe. But we could have had, another 2 to 3 touchdowns. That was really the first official win for Coach Sean Thacker. He got the big Gatorade dump at the end of the game, and such a, an emotional win for Coach Thacker. And we were so proud of him, and he did a tremendous job in that game. So anyways, let's move on to the next game. Game number 3, we traveled to Williamsburg. Williamsburg Yellow Jackets, they were state or Class 1A state runner-up last year. They were runner-up to Mayfield. Mayfield, of course, is a Class 1A power out of Western Kentucky. And, Williamsburg, we made the trip down there, and it was a game that was fairly forgetful, if I'm being blunt. Williamsburg just came out. They're just too quick, too strong, too fast, and they put a running clock on us in the first quarter, 35-0 in the first quarter, and they would tack on another touchdown late to make it 42-0, and then we did get a couple of quarterback runs from Mac Justice, and he scored our only 2 touchdowns of the game. 42-14 was the final from Williamsburg. That's pretty much all I had to say about that. You really can't feel too bad about it, just because, they're a good team. They've had a good team. They're, like I say, state runner-up. They're going to be good. So, but I did think, we could compete. It really wasn't a competitive game, unfortunately, so it is what it is. Just take your lumps and move on. Game number 4, we traveled to Whitesburg to take on Letcher County Central. Letcher Central Cougars. This game, wow, this was a game for the ages. Things looked a little bit bleak early for us. I think we had trouble stopping the run. I think, they had a couple of really good running backs. Jalen Williams, Hunter Hall, I think, were the Cougar running backs who had big games against us. We had trouble stopping the run. But this game was back and forth. We were down, I think we were down by as much as 10 points or so, if I remember correctly. But again, our team fought back. We scratched and clawed, and we were down 7 points with about 2 minutes and 30 seconds left in the game. We had a big turnover on downs, and we had to go quite the distance down the field to score. And sure enough, we did. A beautiful drive led by quarterback Mac Justice, and he scored the big game. Or it wasn't a tie. It was we were down by 1, and instead of going for the tie, we decided to go for the win in the 2-point conversion, and we got it. And we went crazy on top of the press box. Me and Coach Ron and John Varney, we all went crazy. So they still had time left. Letcher still had time left. And on the ensuing kickoff, we had 2 big penalties called against us that put Letcher Central in our territory. But the defense stepped up and played the biggest series that you could ask for. The series of the game. And they stepped up. They had 2 big sacks on the Cougar quarterback, Zane Blair. And the game-clinching sack was by Austin Mullins, who was playing in his very first game for us. So it was a big moment for him, and he played a heck of a game. And we ended up winning that game 34-33. That moved us to 2-1 on the year, or 3-1, excuse me. And then just last night, like I said, I'm recording this during our bye week. Last night, game number 5, we played the Prestonsburg Black Cats. And we've played Prestonsburg quite a bit over the years. Like if you've seen in our getting to know our opponent, we've played them a number of 15 times, and Prestonsburg leads the all-time series 10 games to 5. So they've had success against us in the past. This is a game that I was really looking forward to. Unfortunately, I missed this game. I got sick right before we were supposed to leave. Stomach started bothering me, so unfortunately I had to miss it, and I apologize for missing that game, but didn't want to risk it, so anyways, I did listen to the game on the radio. This is another one of them games. It was similar to it was pretty much like the opposite of the Somerset game. We were down 21-0 in the first half, and we had struggled the first half. I think, we had a couple of first and goal situations, and unfortunately, we just couldn't punch it in the end zone. We had first and goal at around the 5-yard line, and we ended up getting down to fourth and goal from the 29-yard line and stuff like that. And that was just tremendous defense by Prestonsburg. But in the second half, we came out. And we showed a lot of grit and fight, and Mac opened up the passing, used his arm to really bring us back in the game. And we made it a competitive game. I think, we were down by 6 points. I think it was 28-22, I think. And we had a chance, but unfortunately we had a couple of calls going here. And so it was a game, that certainly a winnable game. So you can call it a moral victory. I mean, like I say, it was 21-0 down at half, but we ended up clawing back to only losing by 9. I think the final score was 31-22. So, I mean, and Prestonsburg is a really good team. Again, they returned a lot of experience from last year, as did we, and they just got the better of us this game. Just moving on, so there you are. We are, like I said, 3-2. We are now in our bye week, so we got a couple of weeks off. So just go ahead and I'll tell you the remaining schedule. Our next game, we are traveling to Fairview to take on the Eagles, and then after that we are traveling to Louisa to take on the Lawrence County Bulldogs. That is our first district game, and probably the biggest district game of the year. And then we finally have another home game. Home games we're lacking this year. We only played, a quarter and a half against Whitley County, and other than that, we only got 2. So, and we come back after Lawrence County. We host the Sheldon Clark Cardinals. And then after that, we go on the road to Belfry yet again, another trip to the Cam Stadium. And then after that, we close out the year against the Pike County Central Commodores. I know this is a game that some of our players for certain have circled because it's the return of John Paul Chapman. And so, yeah, that's the remaining schedule. And again, I just want to say, I set another like goal on the Facebook. Facebook, we're sitting at about 570 likes. I said, and I appreciate every single one of you for liking it. It's awesome. We've grown so much since May. I started this thing in May, and we're already at that many likes. But I set another like goal for 1,000. 1,000 by the end of the season. So again, if you haven't done it, share our page, share it with everybody. Let's get as many likes as we can, because this thing is just going to keep growing. We want it to keep growing. We enjoy doing this thing for you. I'm having a lot of fun. I know Ryan's having a lot of fun with the graphics and all that stuff. So anyways, the Twitter's doing really good too. I think we're sitting at about 220 followers, which was a lot more than we were at the beginning. The Twitter took a little time to take off, but I think once the season started rolling on, the media folks have really helped out with that. I know a lot of the media folks follow us. I know the majority of the WYMT crew follow us on Twitter, and a couple of guys from West Virginia follow us, and Nation of Blue, writer for them, follows us, so that helps. A lot of folks retweeting us and getting our pages out there. So again, Facebook, big goal, 1,000 likes by the end of the season. I talked about it, but it's probably been buried, by all the updates and stuff like that. Hopefully, we can get it. I think we can. Love our fan base. So I think we're just going to go ahead and end it here. Hopefully, we'll get everything sorted out. I don't know when I'm going to get a cell phone, because I don't know when Wesley's going to come back. I don't know if he'll be back anytime before or during the season. I don't know when he'll be coming back. So I would like to get a cell phone by then. But I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. So just going to go ahead and end it here, guys. And I just want to say again, thank you so much for liking the page and supporting us. And we're having a blast. The team is doing really good. We're getting better every week. So that's all I got to say. To all the players, the second half of the season is where it really matters. We're getting ready to start the district schedule. Let's just go all in. That should be the motto. All in. Second half of the season. Let's just get it. And that's all I got to say. So again, thank you guys so much for watching and listening to me for blabble on for so long. Hopefully we'll see you again soon, guys. See you later.